Your best dreams are always going to happen while you're awake. You know, they're the ones that are going to bring you the best fulfillment in your life. So enjoy every waking hour that you can. How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I just wanted to talk about a little bit more about dreams and waking dreams and sleeping dreams. When I was drinking alcohol, I didn't dream that much. I did dream, but those dreams were very sort of shallow and sporadic, and I didn't really remember much about what had happened, you know, what had occurred. You know, it was a bit like my waking life, really. It felt like I had a wet towel wrapped around my brain most of the time. And that's all changed since I stopped drinking. I have the most vivid dreams now, you know, and not necessarily bad dreams. I mean, I have every so often there's a bad dream, but most of the time it's just good stuff. I like dreaming, you know, and I like waking up, except when I'm dreaming of becoming a serial killer. But most of the time when I was drinking, I did a lot of daydreaming. So thinking about the things that I could be, thinking about the things, the person that I should be, thinking about the person that I would have been if this hadn't have happened. And I did a lot of daydreaming, which was, you know, frankly, when I'm looking back at it, just ludicrous, you know, thinking, yeah, I'm going to do this, and planning, and a lot of false expectations, big expectations that were nowhere near conducive with what I was doing to myself, right? Just these things were never going to happen because of the way that I was, you know. How can you dream about something and plan something and put it into reality if at the same time, you know, your whole life is revolving around what you're going to be doing the next day, and whether or not you're going to have a hangover the next day, whether or not your day is going to be cut short because a mate called you to say go to the pub, you know, and you know, none of that happens because, you know, reality cannot take its course. Your dreams cannot take their courses because of who you are, you know, who this fundamental core person is and what their habitual behavior is, you know. You know, a lot of people blame outside sources and say, well, you know, I'm not where I am today because of X outside myself, or X over there, or Y behind me, this person, that situation. I wasn't born into the right family, wasn't born with the right genes. When it all boils down to it, none of that makes any difference. I've known people who are successful despite their upbringing, despite their handicaps. And I've known people who were brought up with a silver spoon in their mouths and have still failed. Maybe not failed in their eyes, but failed in their father's eyes, you know, to live up to their expectations. That's a different story, but, you know, just because you have a certain thing, you have to have the internal motivation to do it and the commitment to do something, because if you don't, then, you know, and, you know, we look at other people's lives from our own perspectives as well, which is, it's a dangerous thing to do. You know, we look at somebody else who's driving the big car, got the big house, got the yacht. I mean, I remember walking down onto, we did a trip to Monaco on the way down here to Monte Carlo a few years ago, myself and my son. And the amount of money that's down there, you know, just, you see it everywhere, in the cars, in the people, in the boats, the yachts that are all lined up in the bay, you know, in the docks, the marina they call it, you know. So dock's when you're a big boat, and a marina when you've got a fancy boat. So it's a dock. But the people didn't look fucking happy. You know, I remember walking down we were walking down this road down towards, I don't know if you know the Monte Carlo track at all, and there's just before the tunnel there's a big bend that it sweeps down the hill. There's a big bend at the top of the hill, I can't remember the name of the corner. Anyway, we're walking down this pathway, and there's three young ladies coming up in front of us, you know, and they were linked up, and it was my son and myself on the pathway. And we sort of moved in a little bit to give them a bit away. They weren't willing to give us a fucking inch, you know. They wanted to take the whole path, and the look they gave us, you know, was withering. But it was just like, yeah, I don't want to, yeah. I'm not going to call names or anything like that, but it was just, you know, these people just didn't look happy, you know, what you would expect. You know, happiness is an internal thing. It's not an external thing. No matter how much you've got outside, you know, if you focus on the things that you can get from the outside world, then you know, unless you're focusing on this, right? This, to me, I mean, look at that. That's free. Just the view, regardless of what the view is, you know. You know, this is all free, you know, looking at the clouds the way they are, looking at the sky is changing every day, you know, it's wonderful. Looking at a bird flying. Every time I look at a bird flying, I see the same, you know, I get the same sort of a feeling, you know, wow. You know, I mean, I don't say that, but it's that feeling, you know. But if you focus on material things, on, you know, like a car or a house or something that you can buy with money, there's always something else. You know, they say what you focus on expands. So if you focus on material things, the more you get, the more you want, right? If you focus on inner happiness and inner peace, the more you get, the more you want, right? The more you get, the more you want. So I'm saying that you want to be pursuing your dreams in reality, right? I mean, since I've stopped drinking, the amount of things that I've done and achieved in my life, because I've now got freed up all this time, freed up all this mind space and head space, and because I freed up all this time in my life, freed up all this money, not only the money that I've saved because I've stopped drinking, but the money that I've gained through not drinking, right? Because, you know, you're far more productive person once you've stopped drinking. Once you have got this shit out of your life than you ever will be as a drinker, you know. You know, you just make more opportunities in your life, and more opportunities brings you more wealth, whatever that wealth happens to be, right? I'm not just talking about monetary wealth here. So if you want to follow your dreams, then focus your mind on your dreams. Forget about the alcohol, put the alcohol into your past, and move onwards and upwards, all the time, my friend. It's what it's all about. This is what life is about. I feel much better now than I did 20 years ago, and I never thought I'd say that about myself. I thought it was always going to be a gradual decline, but it's not. It's the older I get, the more I get out of life, you know. And because I stopped drinking, it's the one thing that has done everything else for me, you know. The one thing that has given me everything else is just that one thing of stopping drinking. If I hadn't have done that, then, you know, I could have said this about stopping smoking, but smoking was, that was just a gradual decline. Overall, there was no real, I don't know how to explain this. I think I'll end it there anyway. Look, you're always going to have moments in your life when, you feel like life is giving you a little bit of a dream experience, right? And you're getting this, things feel like everything's clicking together. But if you drink, if you use something outside of yourself to gain what you want inside of yourself, to gain the things that alcohol is always going to hold you back, right? It's never going to pull you forwards at all into anything. It's always going to deliver you a lot less than it takes from you. When you stop drinking alcohol, you can pursue the dreams that you want to dream. And as I've said, go big on this. There's no point. You've only got one life. There's no point in trying to pursue small goals. Things, if you go for a big dream, right, it's not going to happen overnight, right? You're not going to get that instant gratification buzz out of it. But instant gratification only gives you something in the moment. There's always a payback. There's a consequence to that, and you always have to pay the consequence. Think about instant gratification like a credit card on your life, right? That you go out and you can spend that credit card as much as you want now, up to the limit that you've got, right? But then when you comes to paying back, you're paying back how much more? Twice, 3 times. If you don't pay that credit card off sharpish within the first month, right? Which, means you don't need a credit card, you just need a debit card, right? But if you don't pay that credit card within the first month, then the consequences, the financial consequences to you are going to be great, right? Same thing with your life. If you go for the instant gratification buzz of the moment, always going to have to pay a lot more in the long run. Follow your dreams, right? Dream big and go for those dreams, right? When you reach, a big goal in your life, you'll get such a buzz from it that you've reached it. You'll want to experience that feeling again and again and again. And as I said before, try and break these things down into smaller and smaller chunks so that you get into little goals. You get into these little victories in your life all the time, and one victory builds on another victory. So look, that's it for now. If you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below if you've got any comments. Come on over to the website, sign up for the newsletter. You can also get the audio for this underneath the video. Until next time, stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, keep following your waking dreams. They're the ones that are going to deliver you the best buzz in life, the best opportunities in life. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.